At least I was not in love with Mr. Edgware. That sounds as though I am trying to salvage my pride, but I am truly not. I hate lying, especially to myself. And there is small point in keeping a private journal if I am only going to fill it with lies. So, I was flattered by Mr. Edgware's attentions. I liked him, or at least, I thought I did. But love? No. Though I am sure my Aunt de Bourgh would say that is neither here nor there in considering whether Mr. Frank Edgware and I should marry. I don't seem to have begun this story at all properly. I have been keeping a diary on and off since I was 10, but I have not written an entry in a year or more. Maybe I am out of practice with setting down the events of the day. I am not even entirely sure what made me pick up this notebook, a red leather-bound book of blank pages that Elizabeth gave me for Christmas, except that the memory of what happened today feels like a festering sore inside me, and maybe writing it all down here will let the poison out. To explain more clearly, then, Mr. Frank Edgware is the younger son of Sir John Edgware of Gossington Park. Mr. Frank has been staying here at Pemberley for the last 3 weeks, one of the house party my aunt has imposed upon us all. He is a handsome man, really, a very handsome man, with dark hair and melting brown eyes, and a sallow, lean kind of good looks. Aunt Bourgh, small surprise, has thrown us together a good deal, and he has been my partner at whist, has accompanied me for walks and rides about the grounds. We seem to have so much in common, he and I. He would ask which poets I liked best, and when I mentioned Mr. Cowper, he would wholeheartedly agree that Mr. Cowper's poems were masterpieces of language and feeling. The same with music. I spoke of Mr. Thomas Arne's operas. He professed himself a great lover of Artaxerxes as well. I can see now, of course, that I was an idiot to be so taken in. Anyone would think that after George Wickham's courtship, I would have learned to spot a fortune hunter. But at the time, I had not a single suspicion that Frank Edgware was anything but sincere. Until this morning, when I chanced to be walking in the rose garden. I was on a path screened by a thick row of bushes, and overheard Mr. Edgware speaking to Sir John Huntington on the other side of the shrubs. They could not see me, of course, but I heard every word. Sir John, he being another member of the house party, a goggle-eyed man with plump hands and greasy hair, asked Mr. Edgware how he was progressing with Miss Georgiana Darcy, and Mr. Edgware laughed and replied that he fancied he would succeed in winning my hand in marriage, all right, and confidently expected to be wedded to me by the end of 3 months' time. "And thank God that when we're wedded," he said, "I won't have to listen and pretend to agree while she maunders on about poets and musicians." He laughed again. "It's a good thing she has a fortune of £30,000. She's a nice enough little thing. But ditch, what a doll!" My whole body flashed hot and cold, and just for a second I wanted to smash my way through the bushes and confront the pair of them. But I did not. If I had not yet learned to judge men's characters, I at least know my own well enough, and I knew I would never, in 300 years, work up the nerve for a dramatic confrontation of that kind. Or if I did, I would stand there, red-faced and stammering, trying to think of the perfect retort, which would probably come to me at 3 o'clock the following morning, but not before. Sometimes I hate being shy. So I simply turned and walked, very quietly, away, before the men could guess they had been overheard. Mr. Edgware came to sit with me on the settee after dinner this evening, just as usual, and smiled into my eyes. I wonder now that I never noticed how calculated his smile is. I can just imagine him practicing it every morning in front of the mirror.